We're here to give you a recap of the first quarter of the Chicago real estate market for 2020. Let's look at the inventory levels for the first quarter in Chicago. Inventory going into March was down anywhere from 6 to 8%, depending on which area you're in. However, by the end of March, due to COVID, inventory levels were 34 to 38% down year over year, and new inventory to the market was down 85%. Now, we felt inventory was just about to take off, but COVID has really affected that. So for the first quarter, we could say that inventory levels in Chicago are low. How second quarter is going to perform, we're not sure, but we do think due to COVID, inventory levels are going to remain low for all of next quarter. Let's talk sales. Sales are what matter. You need sales to have a strong market, and sales were up in Chicago for the first quarter up until the coronavirus hit. Once the coronavirus hit, we actually saw a lot of the sales that were under contract fall apart. We had about 10% of our deals die, and I know most of the other brokers I talked to had a similar stat. Now, they probably won't publish any stats about that because I don't think there's any way to talk about how many contracts pending fell apart, but we do know that the first quarter is going to go down as a very strong quarter for sales, and the coronavirus effect on the sales isn't really going to be felt to the second quarter. Let's talk pricing. Pricing in Chicago was up on average around 0.6% for the first quarter in Chicago. Now remember, Chicago has always been like a tortoise city. We are slow and steady growth. We anticipated to see anywhere from a 0 to a 1% growth this year, and it looked like we were on pace for just that. Now, of course, the coronavirus has hit, and a lot of people think it's going to have a negative impact on pricing in the Chicago market. However, prices have been flat so far, and they've been holding steady. Now, is it going to have a big negative impact on pricing? Only time will tell. But for the first quarter, the Chicago market held firm at about a 0.6% growth. Overall, the first quarter of the Chicago real estate market was very strong. It might have been one of the strongest in Chicago ever if it wasn't for the coronavirus. Now, the coronavirus is an ever-changing situation, and we're not sure of how it's going to affect the market for the rest of the year. But we can say that overall, the market was strong leading up to the situation. If you want more information on what's happening with the coronavirus, how the housing market is going, or just check in on some of our podcasts or vlogs, subscribe to our YouTube page. Thanks for watching. We look forward to seeing you next quarter.